From the great state of South Carolina to our national and international audience, welcome once again to the 2020 Amateur Long Drive World Championship. Back again at the fabulous Barefoot Resort and Golf Complex here in scenic Myrtle Beach. Hi again, everybody. I'm Jim Kelly, along with my friend Sean the Beast Pfister. I was there for one of your 3 World Championships. We did the TV. He's also in the Hall of Fame and president of the Hall of Fame. Let's talk a little bit about long drive for people that don't know much about it. What are a couple of keys that you would tell the folks at home to watch for?
Well, you're going to see a lot of effort. These guys are swinging as fast as they can, but what they really want to key on is having good balance. Because the first thing that goes when you're swinging hard is your balance, and then who knows where the ball is going to go. What these guys have done is they've tried to get to where they could swing at full speed and still manage the club face and hit accurate drives, because we have a boundary out there that's 60 yards wide. It may seem wide to the people out there, but it's not that wide when you get up on a tee and you hit it 300 plus yards. You have to be pretty accurate.
If you're in competition, sometimes can you try too hard?
Oh, absolutely, and that's a common mistake people make. It takes some guys years to get comfortable with being on that tee under the gun and having to hit the shots you have to hit. And when somebody else pokes a number out there, 300, it kind of messes with you, and you feel like you've got to hit your best shot or hit it even further than you can, and you'll start overswinging in your shot. You have to stay in control.
You're going to hear a lot of things about ball rate, spin rate, and tempo, right? What are some of the keys to your success being in the Hall of Fame, and what advice would you give to a future long driver?
Well, I think that, having a good technique first. A lot of guys can swing fast, but having good technique and then start ramping up your speed with it, trying to maintain some accuracy, because that's the first thing that goes is accuracy when you start trying to swing hard. So a lot of it's mental. I'm a big proponent of the mental side of long driving, because you have to, like I said before, you have to maintain control, but you have to do it at a very high speed.
The 2020 Amateur Long Drive World Championships brought to you by Short Par 4, by Myrtle Beach Seaside Resorts, by PGA Superstore, by Barefoot Resort and Golf, by Tito's Handmade Vodka, by Lucy Buffett's Lulu's Fun, Food, and Music, by Sinorama, by Zero Friction, by Synthetic Turf International.
They usually call you over way too early. They have you sit in a tunnel for the longest time, and then you sit there and you think about every aspect of your golf swing, from setup to backswing to hands to tightness, and it goes on and on and on. And then when they call your name out, the nerves start going. You're still thinking about everything, and then you get up on stage, and when I get up on stage, everything goes away. I'm working process, not outcome. my process is good, the outcome will come. If my process is not good, I'm never going to get the outcome that I want. I'm Jeff Crittenden. I live in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I am the two-time Masters World Long Drive and reigning champion. Well, a lot of things I see in the amateurs just try and hit the ball hard. They have no game plan. They have 6 balls, and they're going to swing on every one 100%. I would recommend making changes to that. Have a game plan. Stick to the game plan. Work the grid. What kind of ball flight do you need? Low, high, do you want it to run? Have all the shots ready to go. Grid conditions change. So you need to be ready. I would say have a plan, stick to it, and execute the plan. Find a long drive professional that knows what they're doing. Trust them, practice, set some goals, get some clubs that fit you, and nothing more than compete. The more times you're on that grid, the more comfortable you get. It took me a year to get comfortable out there hitting, so compete as much as you can, find a good pro, and go win.
Great venue here at the Barefoot Resort and Golf Complex. A lot of wonderful sponsors, a lot of hard-working people to put on this championship in or out of the inclement weather with the wind and the rain and the lightning and the thunder. If you've ever wondered what it's like to put on a championship event with competitors ranging in age from 6 all the way up to 76, here are some of the sights and sounds from this year.
That grid is yours!
Get the tents up, the cameras ready, the signs. We got to set up the tee boxes. We got to make sure that all the signage is in the right spot. We got to make sure the competition sheets are ready. We've got to get everything set up for when the hitters show up. And by the way, we have to have all this done about an hour and a half ahead of time because the hitters get antsy, they get excited. They always show up about a half hour earlier and we tell them they need to be there. So we're up at the crack of dawn ready to get going. I'm Brian Steffen. I live right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I am the National Tournament Director for Amateur Long Drive. It's a fun atmosphere. The hitters, so many of our competitors, league guys, the hitters, they show up and they're like, hey, how can I help? Can I help set up a tent? Can I help set up the grid? Can I help put anything away? Can I help shag balls? Everybody understands. They're all thankful for that we're out there doing this, and we're all having fun doing it. And the competitions are fun, and we're playing music, and the guys are going back and forth, and they smack talk during the leading up to events via text and Facebook and Instagram, and it's just a lot of fun. It's like every time we get together, it's almost like going to a cookout in somebody's backyard. We're just having a good time.
I'm Paul Cleary from Spring Creek, Nevada. Nowhere near Vegas. We're about 7.5, 8 hours north. So we're in the real Nevada, and I'm here at the ALD World Long Drive Championships. I'm playing in 2 divisions, and so far so good. I love doing this because of the camaraderie, the sportsmanship, and I can hit the ball as hard and as far as I possibly can. I never ever have to go look for it. They have people out there. Drive around little carts to go find your ball for you.
A little warm out there, but we're staying alive and staying hydrated.
You're not getting hit any balls, are you?
Not yet. No damage so far.
Well, it's snack time. First up, how's it going?
I'm surviving. We're having a good time.
Moby Matt with Shark Attack Golf. Also
Yeti Golf and Reaper Golf Shafts. Really excited to be here at Amateur Long Drive, be a part of everything they're doing.
I love these tee boxes. These are probably the best tee boxes that I've seen in long drive. Hands down. Hands down. They're not bouncing. They're not hard. Their tee goes in them. There's plenty of room. It's awesome.
Jaron, Joe Sue to the tee.
Morning. It's a little hot here in 2020 ALD. We're having a great time, living the dream.
I'm Colton Davis. I'm from Bernie, Texas. I came out here to compete in the Open Division.
This is some of the best hitters I've seen down here. A lot of these guys are swinging over 140 in the Open. The seniors lit it up here. It's been a good day.
Age is not a factor, ability and skill is not a factor, and come out and have a good time.
The 2020 Amateur Long Drive World Championship, brought to you by Short Par 4, Myrtle Beach, Seaside Resorts, and Barefoot Resort and Golf. The winner of the Senior Men's World Championship, Brandon Devereaux, with a drive of 243 yards. He qualified in Utah and Nevada sectional. Brandon Devereaux, the Senior Men's World Champion, 243. Congratulations to David Pat Johnson, 245 yards, qualified out of Nevada. He's the Super Senior World Champion. How about Sandy Mills, 224 yards, the Senior Women's World Champion. Sandy Mills with her furniture store in Melbourne, Florida. Our Junior Adoptive World Champion qualified in Pittsburgh with a drive of 218 yards. Congratulations, Noah Fair. The Fossil Division World Champion from North Florida, David Hollenbach, 228 yards. The Open Military World Champ, and how about the military presence here? Ethan Klein, qualified in Pittsburgh, PA. Out of Waterford, Connecticut, soon to be a nurse and soon to be a freshman at Sacred Heart University, a drive of 250 yards, the Junior Girls World Champion, Kylie Dabrowski. The Junior Boys World Champion and a qualifier in Pittsburgh. Congratulations, Joshua Fair, 301 yards. In the 11 to 13-year-old youth boys division, he qualified in Mesquite, Nevada, the world champion, folks, Connor Kay, 287 yards. In the 7 to 10-year-old category, congratulations to Tucker Teague, the youth world champion, 214 yards out of the Missouri qualifier. And quite the competition for the youngsters. How about 6 years of age and under? Jake Porter whacked it out there, 79 yards. He's the Youth Boys World Champion from the Mid-Atlantic qualifier.
In ALD, anyone can play. We have competitors from age 4 all the way to age 70 plus, and we're probably going to start an 80 plus division in the following season. We have some interest there. So it really doesn't matter your age or your ability. We have people with disabilities playing. I'm Jeff Gilder. I'm from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I'm the president of Ultimate Long Drive, Inc. Henry O'Grady showed up at one of our events a couple years ago, and young man has Down syndrome and autism and loves to hit the long ball, and man can he hit it. He's one of the coolest people I've ever been around, and he gets to play a lot of events, and he really gets into it, and he's got a great swing, and he gets better every single time he competes. I love Henry O'Grady. I love that he became part of our family, and I look forward to seeing Henry continue competing in long drive. Joshua and Noah Fair started competing with us together. Both these young men are autistic, and I think Noah's 15, Joshua's playing as a 17-year-old, just turned 18 maybe. Both very talented, and Joshua, I mean, he is crushing the ball, and every time he plays, he's getting longer and longer. Going into the World Championships, he's our #1 seed in the open men, believe it or not.
Rock and roll!
One of the coolest things that's happened with amateur long drive is it's evolved as a family. It's very family friendly. We have fathers and sons, grandfathers and grandsons, fathers and daughters, brothers. It's amazed me from day one just how much these guys will help each other, even guys they're competing with on a tee. And one of the first World Championships, I saw a guy break his club, and the guy he was competing against right beside him said, "Here, hit my spare." And we see that a lot with guys helping each other. Camaraderie is really strong, and it's some of the most fun people I've ever been around. It's not about making money at this point. What we want to do with amateur long drive is build an infrastructure for the sport of long drive. Long drive's existed for 45 years basically as a professional sport. We want to build a foundation under that and bring all kinds of people into the sport and let them evolve through the system from amateurs to pros.
So we have something new coming out. We have an XLD, Extreme Long Drive, which is a professional tour. The intent for this tour was to be a feeder tour for World Long Drive.
A large percentage of our competitors are in the open men's division. And some of those elite amateurs are ready to make a step, and it was really tough for them to make the step from amateur right into World Long Drive.
So our goal with XLD is to get some of these elite amateurs and move them into the pro ranks, where they can win some money, compete against some better players, see how good they actually are.
It's amazing the talent that these young kids are bringing up, the club head speed that they're able to generate without any coaching, and now if you get them with the proper coach, it's amazing how far these guys can actually hit the ball. Looking forward to seeing some of these guys come out and compete and grow the sport incredibly. Ed Lapierre from Bow, New Hampshire, and I'm the National Tournament Director for Extreme Long Drive.
With the absence of World Long Drive in the coming future, we've extended Extreme Long Drive one step further, and we've created an Extreme Long Drive tour now. So hitters can come into amateur long drive. They can play Extreme Long Drive League, which runs in conjunction with the ALD events out in our territories.
We're excited about it. We have some great venues coming up this year and next year.
If you want to find out more about Extreme Long Drive, go to the website, extremelongdrive.com. Yeah, we spell it with X, T-R-E-M-E, but you can get there either way, extremelongdrive.com.
So if you think you're long enough, you should come out to Extreme Long Drive. I'll be out there competing. Come get me.
Welcome back to the 2020 Amateur World Long Drive Championship.
That's it. I'm out of work. Good job, Caitlin.
Thank you.
We got to meet Scottie Pierman last year right here at Barefoot Resort and Golf Complex. He, of course, the defending champion. I've actually followed his entire family on Facebook through the year. So we're talking about Xander, the 2-year-old now, and Caitlin and wife Becca. If you've ever wondered what it's like to be a long drive champion, let's follow him around. You can find out.
Open Men's Division. First to the grid, the reigning 2019 Amateur Long Drive World Champion, Mr. Scottie Pierman.
It's good to be back, Everybody's gunning for me, being the champ, so, I've been preparing for this for a couple months, and I'm happy to be here. Got good weather today. Awesome setup by Barefoot and everybody, so looking forward to it.
That grid is yours!
Yellow number 1 is about 320.
320 already? Gotta quit.
Oh, this one's hit really good down the right side, right at the bunker. Landing.
Those carts, they're close. It's too close to tell from here.
That's what it's all about. Surviving advance.
Scottie, you are through to the next round.
This thing is taking off, the amateur long drive. It's growing so exponentially.
I hope there's an ambulance sitting around with some kind of defibrillator, because I'm shaking right now.
You don't have to go to the pro events and pay the big dollars to learn the skill, to learn the grid time, how tournaments work, the travel that's involved. You learn all these things on a level perfect for people who are starting out. Push yourself in a way that just going to the driving range can't. Just going and hitting balls that a golf tournament can't do.
This is the hardest part right here. I'm calm but you just never know. They never know. The ones you think that are good, they may not be. Longest of the tournament for me. Good start.
Mr. Scottie Pierman, 325 yards. And Mr. Derek Hamilton, 305 yards. So Scottie and Derek out of that group are moving on.
I've worked harder at this than probably anything so far in my life, as far as sports-wise. And I've played sports my whole life. But I've dedicated the last 4 months to this, and I've worked hard, I've worked out, I've been at the range, relentless. I feel like I'm ready. My goal is to take this thing to a professional level at some point. I want to be on the big stage with the Kyle Berkshires, the Paul Howells, the Tim Burks. I want to get to that level, and it may be soon, it may be later, but that's the level that I want to get to eventually. My youngest son, he's our warrior. He was born 3.5 months early, 1 pound 9 ounces. Purple for preemies. This is the reason. He's tough. He's my hero.
Welcome here to the semifinals of the Open Men's Division at the 2020 Amateur Long Drive World Championships.
Back with Jeff Crittenden here at the Barefoot Resort and Golf Complex for the quarterfinals and the semifinals. We're down to the final 4 for the men. Let's take a look. Josh Dennis out of Kansas, Ohio, the 29-year-old. 30-year-old Aaron Hoffman from Elk Grove, California. 31-year-old Alec Bloser from Charleston, South Carolina, nearby. And the defending champion, 35 years of age, Scottie Pearman from Greensboro, North Carolina. Interesting body styles. A couple of them built like you, Thor, all right, and one very thin and slight. Advantage, disadvantage to a body style.
I mean, I would go the little thicker. That means they're stronger. This is a game of strength and speed. I give the advantage to the 2 stronger guys, but the other 2 are really fast.
I can't wait to go to a casino with you. You hedge your bets.
I put it on all colors.
$100 on red, 100 on black.
Still got plenty of time, guys. 45 seconds. Still got plenty of time. Let's go. Let's go. 15 seconds, guys. Crowd, I need you making some noise. Them boys were dropping bombs on the synthetic turf. International T-box, son. Dropping bombs. That don't get you excited. You do not have a pulse. All right, guys, the yardages are in. First up, Scottie Pierman, a drive of 340 yards. Scottie Pierman. Alex Bloser, a drive of 329 yards. Aaron Hoffman, a drive of 339 yards. Josh Dennis, a drive of 327 yards. So it'll be Aaron Hoffman and Scottie Pierman moving on to the finals of the 2020 ALD Open Men's Championship.
Better beat that big ball, because I might not.
Got a protein bar if you need it.
Protein? Dude, you ain't never seen a standard white man on him? Like, come on now.
I look at it every day.
like all our grid workers are in place. Ladies and gentlemen, give you just a quick reminder.
Synthetic Turf International, a big thanks for the great tees for all our competitors here at the 2020 Amateur Long Drive World Championships. So with our friend Jeff Crittenden alongside, we are down to the final four of the women's competition here in the 2020 Amateur Long Drive Championship. And we've got the exuberance of youth against some veterans. All right, let's take a look at the final four. We've got 16-year-old Morgan Miller, 18-year-old Kylie Dabrowski, 54-year-old Sandy Mills, and 36-year-old Lindsay Bangerter out of Morgan, Utah. Youth versus experience. Who gets the edge, Jeff?
Well, you always have to go with experience. The two older ladies they bring in a lot of past sports knowledge, but the young girls play a lot of golf. So this is going to be a really good question.
Way to hedge your bets.
Yes. This is a tough call. They've all been hitting the ball great this week, so I would say it's a toss-up.
Let's see how they do.
Ladies with all 6 balls. Crowd, I need you making some noise to the Open Women's Division. All right, ladies. Driving distances in the first set of the Open Women. Kylie Dabrowski, 255 yards. Lindsay Bangerter, 236 yards. Morgan Miller, 252 yards. And Sandy Mills, 254 yards. We're going to take the top two. So Sandy Mills and Kylie Dabrowski.
Hi, I'm Sandy Mills. I live in beautiful Melbourne Beach, Florida. And this is my playground.
I love it here because I can enjoy being outdoors in shorts almost every day of the year. I can play tennis, golf, surf, kayak, rollerblade. There's so much to do. This year I added something else to my list of activities. I joined the Amateur Long Drive. I love competing and trying to hit the ball as far as I can. Even though I am in my mid-50s, I still feel I can be competitive with people much younger than myself. AALD gives me the opportunity to do that. When I was 20, I started to play tennis, and that's the sport that I love the most. In 1997, I met and married my husband Philip. He's 25 years older than me. We are quite the pair. Around the house, he's the cook and I'm the handyman. On the tennis court, he plays with the ladies, I play with the men. Early in our marriage, we owned a furniture store. We worked around the clock and had to put all sports and activities on hold for nearly 10 years. But after we sold the business in 2008, we started to play golf. I was 43 at the time. We don't have a good driving range nearby, so we have been traveling about 40 minutes south to Big Shots in Vero Beach. It's a high-tech indoor-outdoor driving range. It gives you statistics about your shot, ball speed, swing speed, distance, etc. It's a great place to practice. When I saw many of my shots were going over 250 yards, I started searching the internet for long drive competitions. That's when I found the ALD site and thought I'd give it a try. I've been self-taught in sports all my life and always wondered what would happen if I had some coaching. This year, my husband signed me up for a handful of lessons with former long drive champion Jerry James. I've learned quite a bit in the 4 lessons, but I'm not hitting it yet the way he has instructed me. I know what I have to do, and as Jerry said, get through the ball, Sandy. I know I can hit it much farther. There's a lot more in me. I will make it happen. I look forward to improving and getting back out there in the ALD competitions. But first, I have to cut the yard.
My name is Kylie Dabrowski and I'm from Woodbridge, Connecticut. I started amateur long drive because I started golfing 5 years ago, and I actually went from playing 6 years of softball to golf, so it's pretty much an exciting sport to a quieter sport, and I wanted to see if there was a side of golf that had more, adrenaline and excitement. And when I found long drive, I realized that there was. So I had my first event I think it was July, in South Carolina. That's where I hit 277 yards and qualified for World Finals. Then I won the Junior World Championship in 2019. So to practice, I typically go to the range for long drives because you need to just hit balls for hours. You need to work on your technique. There's things that you can't do on a golf course. When I go see my coach, Bobby Peterson, in North Carolina, we hit 900 balls in 3 or 4 days, and you bleed through your glove, you know, you rip gloves, it's a lot of work, and in the end, it's definitely all worth it. My hobbies are definitely any outdoor activity. I love hiking, I love fishing, I like playing basketball with my friends, I used to swim in high school, and I also ran track. So I've done a lot of different sports and decided on doing golf in college. So I'll be playing at Sacred Heart University as a freshman, which is super exciting.
Everybody will remove your hats. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Let's go!
So just so everybody knows how the women's final is going to work and how the men's final is going to work, it is going to be an alternate shot format. Alternate shot. Each player will be given 15 seconds after their competitor's ball has hit the ground. So for instance, once Kylie hits, ball will go through the air. Once it lands on the ground, the lights will turn green. At that point, Sandy will have 15 seconds to hit her shot. When Sandy's ball hits the ground, the light will turn green. Then it will go Kylie. Back and forth, until both competitors have hit 6 golf balls. Kylie had the longest drive, and she chose to go first.
So, Jeff, once again, the exuberance of youth. 18-year-old Kylie Dabrowski out of Waterford, Connecticut, and the experienced veteran Sandy Mills, the 54-year-old from Melbourne, Florida, and the alternate shot format for the finals, which you like.
Oh, I love going first.
Because?
I like to hit a ball in the grid and put the pressure on the other person. Right now, nerves are going. This is something they're not familiar with. This is a world championship. The pressure's on. They got to hit their shot.
Kylie, the soon-to-be college freshman at Sacred Heart University. Her childhood dream to grow up and be either a veterinarian or a nurse, and Sacred Heart's a great place for that, and a good golf program. And Sandy Mills, her childhood dream to become an Olympic athlete.
I think Sandy's following it right now. This may be Olympics sometime in the future, but she's on the world championship stage.
As a competitor, right, you can't take your foot off the gas in long drive, but you've got to get one in the grid.
Oh, absolutely. It is important right now to hit a good ball in the grid, make the other competitor put some pressure on, and make them out of their comfort zone.
With the alternate shot format and you're watching your competitor, what are you watching for, or is your mind a blank? I mean, what are you thinking about as you're watching your other competitor hit?
For me, my mind was always a blank. I was watching but not really paying attention. I knew what I had to do. I had a game plan, and I would stick to that game plan whether the other competitor went OB or hit a career shot against me.
Sandy Mills, who set the University of New Hampshire women's javelin record back in 1988, and it stands till this day. Meanwhile, the future nurse, the freshman at Sacred Heart University, her favorite indulgence, almost like any teenager, mac and cheese, pizza, ice cream, and what's the other one, Jeff?
Does that say pickles?
It says pickles.
Wow.
Hitting the ball far and straight is one of Sandy Mills' strength as a competitor. Biggest risk taken so far, jumping out of an airplane. There is no good reason to jump out of a perfectly good airplane.
I'm struggling to find a good reason to get up in a plane to begin with.
If that one stays in the grid, that's a good ball by Kylie.
I think Sandy's pulling her college experience right now, throwing that javelin and putting it right into the golf ball here. She is filling the grid right now.
Sandy Mills, who said the phrase that best describes her as a golfer, as a person, a comprehensive perfectionist with ADHD, self-diagnosed. Way to go, Sandy.
That's impressive, Sandy.
All right, guys. Got our results back. Miss Sandy Mills with a drive of 243 yards. Miss Kylie Dabrowski with a drive of 246 yards. That makes Miss Kylie Dabrowski our 2020 Open Women's Amateur Long Drive World Champion.
The 2020 Amateur Long Drive World Championships brought to you by Short Par 4, by Myrtle Beach Seaside Resorts, by PGA Superstore, by Barefoot Resort and Golf, by Tito's Handmade Vodka, by Lucy Buffett's Lulu's Fun, Food, and Music, by Sinorama, by Zero Friction, by Synthetic Turf International.
And do the Harlem Shake.
Yo, what's up, guys? Aaron Hoffman here for Elk Grove, California. What got me in a long drive? That would be my dad. My dad got me in a long drive. Bought me my first club, bought me my first tournament entry fee. So that's all that I'm going to buy for you for this stuff. And it's definitely not the last thing he bought for me. He's bought me gloves, he's bought me range balls, so he's buying me all kinds of stuff. Good dad, great family. And, but no, he got me in there, he bought me my first tournament, first club, and I went out to LA and Beaumont last year and took second. So then I was like, oh wow, I guess I'm doing this stuff now. And here we are, we're still doing it, we're having fun with it. Got some changes definitely I want to make. Definitely some swing changes with balance and whatnot. Maintain a better balance. Health, definitely want to put some weight on this year. As you can see. I got some muscle, but I need a few bigger muscles. just a couple. I got a couple surgeries I want to get done. I got an ACL surgery, ACL repair I got to get done. I got a chest plate I got to get taken out of my chest. And definitely want to get that done this year because with the recent commitments, definitely want to get health to close to 100 as possible. Continue to have fun with this because it's just a journey that it's a joyride really. So just enjoy it while it's here and hold on and see where the chips fall. So appreciate you guys checking in. If you guys want, go ahead and give me a follow on Instagram at the AHOF Long Drive. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Have a good day.
Scottie Pierman and Aaron Hoffman, right here in the 2020 Open Men's Division Long Drive Final. Finale here. Once again, guys, this will also be an alternate shot final. So Scottie's time will start when I say that.
So, Jeff, we're here for the men's finals now. The defending champion, Scottie Pearman from Greensboro, North Carolina, who's chosen to go first. The advantage because?
He wants to put a number up. He wants to make the other guy to try and chase him down. I think that's a great decision. Scottie has more experience in this. He's a defending champion, and I think he's going to put a good ball right out of the gate.
When you were amassing your titles, did you like to go first in the finals?
I always loved to go first. I was never the higher seed, so I always had to go first because they usually would pick to go second, which fell right into my game plan.
Scottie here with his wife Becca and their son Xander, who just had the second birthday, and Caitlin, the daughter, who's going into 7th grade, I think. She's got a future in television, that young lady.
Oh, absolutely. I really think she runs the long drive, Scottie's long drive career.
Did a great job with the national anthem and holding the colors. I asked Scottie the other day what attracted him to long drive. He said, tongue-in-cheek, not having to chip or putt.
Yeah, Scottie doesn't play golf. So this goes, we have one guy that doesn't play golf, and we have one guy that plays a lot of golf. So there's going to be some big differences here, but Scottie hits the first one, looks like it's in the grid.
Now the man just from south of Sacramento, where they're having that heat wave out in California from Elk Grove, Aaron Hoffman, the 30-year-old who started playing golf at the age of 16, got into the game of golf with his dad.
Aaron's ball headed up the right-hand side, looks to be going to OB.
Ask him why he liked long drive. He said chicks dig the long ball.
He's absolutely correct. Now the wind has died. I know he has been trying to hit it low the whole time. And now the wind has died, and I think it's going to come right into his game plan.
Scottie, who wanted to be a Major League Baseball player, second one, qualified with the drive in the semifinals of 340 yards. Aaron Hoffman qualified with a drive of 339. Looks like the Gary player's step over toe hold there, doesn't it?
Yes, he does. He definitely gets through it. I actually met Scottie when I played baseball with him. I met him on the baseball field. He was playing short. I was playing third.
Ball number 3 for the defending champion, who takes a big rip at it. Ask him 3 words to describe himself as a person. Scottie Pearman said, dad, funny, and stubborn. That makes for a good long drive.
That does. I'm not sure I'll agree with the funny, but dad and stubborn sounds great.
Ask Aaron, who just did the step over toe hold again, to describe him as a person. He said, damn good time.
That, just from experience in here and in Mesquite, I have to agree with him on that.
No wind advantage for you big hitters.
Yeah, this is, I would say, it's probably an advantage for Scottie. Scottie definitely has more swing speed. Scottie's probably up in the upper 140s. So I think he has an advantage. If he can hit it with very little spin, I think he can win this.
Aaron's got a little Monica Seles in him, doesn't he, from tennis? All the grunt, all that noise.
Yeah, I'm hearing some grunting out here, but he is filling up the grid. He is putting on a display, and he's come to win.
That is long.
Yeah. And Scottie's filling the grid up, too. This has been a great match.
Ask Scottie his favorite fantasy foursome. He said his father-in-law, Tiger Woods, and Phil Mickelson. Almost the same as Aaron, who said Tiger, Phil, and Jack, as in Mr. Nicholas.
I think I wouldn't. I think I'd put Jack in that list myself. I would also include my dad.
All right, the defending champion, last rip. How do you handle nerves here?
Whoa, he has killed that one. Nerves has never been a problem for me on the tee box. I get up there, especially in big situations, and just really enjoy it, enjoy the moment, and don't put any pressure on myself.
Now the 30-year-old from Elk Grove, California. He's going to walk it in. Walk it in.
I think we could have made these tee boxes we're hitting on 5 times that big, and he'd still be running off of it. That was an awesome match.
Not my best. Didn't have the right spin on it. Wasn't solid.
Hey, left it out there. Can we get another set, please? That was fun.
All right, guys. Here are the yardages.
Let's go.
Scottie Pierman with a distance of 325.9 yards.
We're in the points, baby. Let's go.
Aaron Hoffman with a distance of 326.2 yards. That, guys, means we got a 6-ball hit off for the ALD Open Men World Championship. Just when you thought the fun was over, grab the peanuts, grab the popcorn, get to the tee box, baby, because 2020 ALD is on.
I've done a lot of long drive, both pro and amateur. I've never seen a tie, but that's what we've got here for 2020. Aaron and Scottie now in a 6-ball hit-off. You ever seen a tie like this?
Yes, I have seen a few ties like this in long drive. I mean, these guys are killing it, and we're talking inches. It's inches.
And this time, Aaron had the choice to hit first or second, and he has chosen to hit second.
Well, he won by a couple inches, so I think he's feeling the momentum, and he's going to hit second because it worked for him the first time.
I feel pretty good about it because I know I didn't hit my best. So I feel like I dodged the bullet.
Who will be the men's Open 2020 Amateur Long Drive World Champion? Scottie Pierman getting up first. Scottie P, that grid is yours!
So Aaron has chosen to hit second. Scottie, here we go, the first of 6 in this 6-ball hit-off after a very unusual tie. That ball's off the grid.
Yes, not the way Scottie wanted to start, but he has 6 balls. Let's see how Aaron responds.
And just as we talked when they had the semifinals, we got a difference in body type here.
Yes. Yeah, we have both of them are tall and lean here, and both of them are swinging very fast. This is going to be a really good match again. But the one thing I see is after having the first 6, this is a big letdown. It was done. The emotions were done. Now they got to try and find it again, trying to get everything back and hit the grid again.
All right, as Aaron's about to hit his second, there it goes. The 3 words he chose to describe him as a long driver: wild, long, and wild. We're going to get him a thesaurus.
Yeah. It might be a good idea, but that does describe him perfectly.
Not a breath of wind right now. This is what you guys like. You can really smack it.
Yeah, this is...
that is airborne and center cut.
That ball is crushed. That's the first time I've seen emotion from Scottie, and he's waving at it.
Did he just wave bye-bye?
He just waved bye-bye. Kind of a la Maurice Allen. These guys are matching swing for swing here. We have two different personality types. Scottie's quiet. He is on a mission to win. And
that's in the grid, center cut again. The guys pulling for Aaron, I think they've spent a little time in putters.
I think they have. I think they've had some fun today and are still having fun.
Can you get too intense as a competitor?
Absolutely.
And then what happens?
Then everything starts to go wrong. You don't want to think about it too much. You want to keep your swing, your pace. You want to set a plan and keep with the plan. If you deviate from the plan, things go wrong.
He gets up on that left toe, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Because I know Aaron's trying to get that left hand flat during impact to take the spin off, and he's been doing a really good job. Wow, that was smoked. But that is off the grid left.
All right. It's all up to Aaron Hoffman, the 30-year-old. California dreaming, baby. California dreaming.
Last ball, best ball. He just hit that one right down the middle and screaming at it.
It's all up to the tail of the tape.
He smashed the second one. He smashed the second one.
Well, apparently nerves is not important with these guys because they just filled the grid again.
All right, clear.
And we don't even charge anybody. That's the greatest part about it. Holy cow.
You want to go for 6 more? We can do 18. What do we got?
All right, guys, I'm going to go straight to the longest drive, and I'm going to go straight to announcing the 2020 Open Men's Division Amateur Long Drive World Champion with a drive of 343 yards, and I can say, and still champion, Mr. Scottie Pearman. And if you guys want to know how close it was, Mr. Aaron Hoffman's drive was 341 yards.
Way to go, boy. Way to go. No better way than to smash guts all the weekend, dude. Way to go. You know what I did 2 weeks ago? Lost my 2 damn yards. What the hell?
Was 341 yards, and Scottie's drive was 343 yards. What a show
You can't
put
ask for
on
better
by
stuff
those
than
two
that.
guys.
That was
Unbelievable.
Damn you, Scuba Steve!
Guys, we appreciate each and every one of you that has spent time with us here this week at Barefoot Golf and Resort, right here for the Amateur Long Drive 2020 World Championships. We'd like to thank all our sponsors: Synthetic Turf International, Roof Board, Local Bar and Kitchen, Sonorama, Myrtle Beach Seaside Resorts, Luno's, Tito's, PGA Superstore, Short Park Full, the guys at Oil Suite, Liberty and Shark Attack. We're going to get some lines going here. We're going to go ahead and roll right into it. Yes, if everybody would hang around for the presentation, that would be awesome.
right here. Number one.
Hold up,
Number one. Hold your number one up. How old is Xander?
Point.
One.
Point to the sky.
One.
Point. Point to the sky.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Forever. Thank you.
Good job.
Awesome. Man, indescribable. I'm so blessed. This guy right here. He's my hero. He's the reason I'm here. I'm sorry for crying.
So we've got our two champions for 2020. Let's start with the soon-to-be freshman at Sacred Heart University. What were your thoughts when you made it to the Final Four and you're up here competing against the other three trying to get into the finals?
Honestly, it was just excitement. I was a little bit nervous, but I do this to have fun, and so it was great to be here.
Were you nervous then in the finals?
Definitely.
What was it like to get that first ball in the grid?
It was a relief because then I could kind of let loose and swing as hard as I wanted to.
Kylie wants to be a nurse when she gets out of Sacred Heart, but you've got a future maybe as a pro athlete, right?
Maybe, yeah.
And your favorite indulgence is mac and cheese. You're going to have some tonight to celebrate?
Probably in pizza, yeah.
Congratulations, all right? Kylie Dabrowski from Waterford, Connecticut. Great job, our women's champion for 2020. And our defending champion right here with his whole family, Xander, who's now 2, Caitlin, who's going to take my job next year, and Becca. You're a pretty tense competitor up there. I mean, Aaron is a little loosey-goosey in the semifinals, grunting and groaning, but you're pretty intense.
Well, I stay focused. I really try to block everybody out, and I know if I do what I'm supposed to do, it'll take care of itself. So,
how about the tie at the end of competition? That doesn't happen very often, right? Oh, a sigh of exasperation.
Yeah, I feel like, I caught a break. Sometimes you need breaks, not to take anything from Aaron. He did a great job. Great competitor. He's improved so much. I have nothing but respect for him. So, I didn't hit the best of ball. So I felt like I caught a second wind when I got another opportunity to redeem myself. So
there was some good showmanship going on between the two of you. You hit one, smacked the heck out of it right down the center. You waved goodbye. I'm not sure if you were waving to the golf ball or to Aaron.
Well, you be the judge of that. So the ball first and then Aaron next.
And then he hit one and he kind of blew you a little kiss like, I'm still in this.
Good. I needed that competitiveness. That drives me. That's what the sport needs. We need some personality, and he's an exemption of it. So great job, Aaron.
Congratulations on successfully defending Scottie Pierman, of course, out of Greensboro. Kylie Dabrowski, who's going to be a freshman. That's our show for this year. We hope you'll join us back here in 2021, back at the Barefoot Resort and Golf Complex for the USA National Championship.